Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Online Business Academy podcast. You're here with Wanita, your host, and I have Amar Trivedi in the house.
Hello.
Amar, I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you so much, Manita. This is good. This is great. I'm really happy and delighted to be here, and really excited. This is SMCNZ 19. Here we come. We've been waiting and working on it, and finally it's here, March 1st and 2nd at Sky City. So let's go and do it. Yeah, it's clearly
Awesome.
New Zealand's biggest social media conference, and can't wait. Excited.
Yeah, well, and you're obviously going to be talking at the conference.
Yep.
And so I think for this conversation, because we are live as well, so we were going live. And what I'd like to do, Amar, is just get people to know a little bit about you. So let's have a conversation about Amar and how, because you and Dee actually, so Dee is Amar's wife, and these are people that live content every day. And Amar is actually going to be covering content at the social media conference, from KPI to ROI,
Yeah.
and the digital experience, the content experience.
Yep.
So
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
what I'd like to do is, I really want you to tell us your story. How did you get into this space?
Great question. So let me begin with saying social is not what you do, it's who you are.
Yeah.
And that's my slogan, and that's what I truly believe in, and that's what I live my life. And, as a marketing comms person, I've been a writer, I've been a blogger, I've been a video content creator. But in the truest sense, I've boiled my personality or what I do for clients or for customers has come down to 5 words, and I'm very deeply invested in if I can do any one of those S's. So that's serve, solve, share, support, and simplify.
Beautiful.
So serve, solve, share, support, simplify is my work-life mantra, and that's if I'm doing any one of these 5 things, I think I'm ticking all the boxes. I'm looking after my customers. There's customer happiness, there's inner happiness, there's peace. So it's a lot of things, and I've come down to the 5 S's that would define me, be it at work or be it outside at the pub, wherever.
And I mean, you really do live those 5 S's, Amara. I've known you for a bit now,
Thank
you,
Anita.
you absolutely live them. So where you can share, where you can serve, where you can solve,
Yes.
you really do live them. So you walk the talk. Let's
you.
talk about your. So you just briefly touched. You went like, I've been a blogger and I've done videography and I've done this and I've done that. You really do create content. You also worked at one stage with on the Samsung team as their community manager, and you did that for about 5 years, didn't you?
That was 2 years actually.
2 years,
Yeah.
okay. 2 years, and then before that you did.
Before that, I was looking after the digital content for Otago Polytechnic.
There we go. Yeah.
And then I had a good stint with Engage with Simon Young and Marie Young.
Yeah.
So as their business development manager. So truly, it's come to the point where I began life in ad agencies, and then I grew into the marketing world. But early in my life, what I did was I saw a merge of the creative side with the commercial side.
Yes.
So it's not about creating clever lines or catchphrases or witty headlines. It must have a business purpose. It must have results. So like I say, in this world, content without results is just noise.
Yeah.
It must have an impact. It must have the desired result, or else you're just adding to the noise out there.
Yeah.
So how does one, or brand, or business, or a content creator, how do you distinguish between signal and noise?
Yeah.
How do you create relevant content? And that is the expertise that you bring in as a marketing comms person.
Yes.
Yeah.
So answer that question. That would be a really good question for you to answer. How do you stand out from the noise? Because there is a lot of noise online. There are a lot of people putting content up for the sake of putting content up because they think, I don't know what to put up, so therefore I will just put something up.
Yeah.
And it's not relevant at all to anything that they're doing in their business space.
Yeah. So great question, and I'll tell you what. Let's begin with one. One is lose the pressure. There's way too much pressure on people at the moment. It's like you said, keeping up with the competition, keeping up with the Joneses, or doing it just for the sake of it. Or hey, there's a new channel over here, so I need to be on it. Or the whole thing with the FOMO, the fear of missing out. Lose that first,
Yeah.
and get into it first. I'd say it begins with the customer. In marketing, the baseline, the principle is know your customer. Know whom you're talking to, and spend some time doing that and planning.
Yeah.
So get that down right, and you have to have some kind of a a sheet to sing off, so to speak, or like a content calendar or a content plan. And then start creating content that you believe is true to yourself
Yes.
and true to your customer. So it is helping them, it's serving them, it's helping them solve something, and keep consistent. Be creative and be consistent. But at some point in time, because of social media, they will engage.
Yes.
It's a two-way street today. Yeah? So they will engage back, and that is your gauge, your measure. So what is going down well? And I'd say invest in how do you differentiate yourself. That's the key question. You want to know how can you stand apart from just all that noise that's coming out here. So here's the key point is 2019 is about personalization here. Create content that's personal and relevant. And this year it's truly about positivity and personalization. I had to repeat that. Yeah, there's two P that 2019 will stand for. It's about positive content and personal content. So tailor content that is relevant to them and help them. So give them information that they did not know. Make them aware of something they did not know, or educate them about something, or invite them to join you on a movement, on a journey. Yeah.
So when you talk about personal content, you're not talking about personal content in the sense of I'm going to share with you my what I had for breakfast this morning, and then I'm going to share with you, that I went to the bathroom 20. It's not that kind of thing you're talking. You're talking about making content that is personal to the person. Whether it's about your business, but it's aiming at the personal and making it really personal for them. And then of course there are coaches out there that really help people through difficult times, through depression, through anxiety, personal growth, where they would be putting their hearts on the line and talking about their own journeys and things like that. So having those personal conversations. So can you just that everybody out there gets what, because for me, like the having breakfast and the bathroom breaks and things, that's not relevant. I mean, that's not content.
That is not relevant at all. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that you just said the word is relevance.
Yeah.
So if and let's keep it business. This is not about what your dog did yesterday or what happened in your what your cat is doing right now. So it's none of those. But let's be honest, cats and dogs are famous on the internet. We know that.
Yeah.
But that said, it's actually about being true to your brand and coming up with stories that are brand relevant.
Yeah.
So each brand is unique in itself. And if you dig deep into yourself and your brand, you'll find that there's so much to share.
Yes.
There's so many unique stories that only you can tell. And here's the key message is crafting your content. And that's what my principles I'm excited to share at the conference. Is that how do you go about creating relevance?
Yes.
How do you go about creating that difference in your content? How do you make it personal? So for that, because I've spent 25 years in the business, it comes naturally to me. So you have to craft your content. You have to spend some time, but you have to massage your content. You have to tweak your content. And the relevance comes from learning.
Yeah.
You learn exactly what is sticking on. You throw a few things, what's sticking with the audience. So try a few different things. Like everyone's talking about video. You may find that your audience for a particular campaign may not be so video savvy.
Yeah.
So either you can educate them, announce to them as to what is happening, or switch course and try something else.
Yeah.
How about just doing short blogs? Or how about doing graphics and infographics? So there's so much that you can do in this world of content. So the trick right now is to tailor your content and bring it down to just what's really, really working. And be consistent with that.
And what's working for your audience. So the
Exactly,
relevance to your particular audience.
And they will let you know.
Yeah. Oh, that definitely will, because obviously that's how they share, comment on, engage with your content really, is what we're kind of talking about, right?
That's where they're living. Your customers are already online, yes.
You
exactly,
talk about KPI, key performance indicators, to ROI, return on investment.
Yep.
So just talk about that a little bit, because look, there's a lot of people out there in the social media space that go, is this fluff? I'm not seeing a return on investment. I'm not seeing. Let's talk about just those few words.
Okay, so let's begin. This is a hard business term. KPIs is what you have on the shelves, and how many units moved off the shelves. So that's where it came from, this term. But in content terms, we have key performance indicators too, and to simplify the whole thing, it's about how many people liked your content, did they share your content, and those are your measures. So your metrics is another term for KPI.
Yeah.
So how are you measuring your content? Did they like it? Did they share it? Did they engage with it? How many comments did you get? Did you get reshares? Did they own the content? Sometimes if you like a blog, you give your version of it.
Yeah.
And the key measure is, did it inspire you to act, to react?
Yeah.
And now seeing the same thing in a business lens, did it inspire you to go to the website and check out the products there?
Yeah.
Did it bring you from your Facebook page to the e-commerce website? Did it actually help you land and get you in the space that, hey, I was looking to buy a TV. Did I jump off my Twitter feed and get onto the page where I'm now considering buying TVs? And that is the reaction we want here. So these are the metrics I'm looking for. But in terms of ROI, I'd say all marketing and sales must be aligned.
Yeah.
And that's where content today plays such a huge part. Your ultimate metric is sales.
Yeah.
In any CEO, any CFO, any CMO, you're measuring your content how, yeah? End of the day, how many units moved off the shelf?
Yeah.
Did we get sales or not? As I said earlier, content without results is just noise.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I think in the social media space, because this is a really intriguing conversation, but in the social media space, really, this is a place where you can lose shares, and because of something that you've done online, you can lose shares in the market, you can lose product in the market, you can lose reputation in the market, and you can do it really, really quickly, which is again goes to your ROI. So your return on investment, is it actually growing, or is it declining because of things that you're doing in the online space, the content that you're producing? And not necessarily the content that you produce, but content that people around you produce about your company.
Well said. Absolutely, yeah.
So do you want to talk about that? Because, there's so many examples of things that have happened over the last year that we can kind of, look at.
There's tons of examples. Let me begin with the camera we all use, the GoPro camera. The GoPro camera is a classic case study of UGC, that's user generated content.
Yeah.
The classic model was, you have a website, you keep publishing your blogs and your content, and you go out to the world. That is broadcasting from the business to the consumer.
Yeah.
But UGC is, the users are taking photographs with the product and they are sharing it on their pages, and GoPro is using that content as their own because it's been taken through their product. It couldn't be more personal. It couldn't be more GoPro, that content, that shot. You shoot underwater pictures, and here comes the dogs and the cats and the picnics and so it's a happy world out there. You could be on your kayak out there, and you could be slapped on your face by an octopus, by a seal. I don't know if you heard that. There's a famous one. It went pretty viral from New Zealand. Yeah. So this story, it could be content about you skiing. It could be you having a family holiday. But this content that you share on your Facebook pages or on your Twitter feed is now used by, and is actually helping GoPro in their marketing.
Yeah.
So that's a case. But let me flip the coin and tell you a little about, in the business sense, let's look at Amazon. How Amazon is doing that, how they have completely changed. So my key message is, content used to be something that you used to share on your blog, on your website, but now it's actually, you've got a business end to it. In the e-commerce world, you need to have content, and the content must create a great experience.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted it. So I spoke about the experience economy. What does that mean?
Yes.
So that is all about the integration of the online and the offline world. So as we know today, social, mobile, and digital are not just technologies. They are more than that. They've become lifestyle now. Yeah? They define us, and anything and everything we do now, we do it in these ways. Yeah. So where does e-commerce come in? So Amazon has now come in and put in the fourth component: social, mobile, digital, and e-commerce. So now anything and everything you buy will arrive at your doorstep, and there was a website created, and that experience you had online has to match up to all your expectations.
Yeah.
So yes, you did the research, you went out there, you went to the shop, you looked at it, you asked your friends, you've been hunting down a camera, a TV, a phone, be it what it may. Yeah? But when you eventually go to the website, that experience you have must live up to all that, all the marketing, the hype that creates. Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. That we live in the economy of moments right now. Yeah. And we are measured. We, and I say brands and businesses, are measured by these moments. So if the marketing was all good and it's worked, if the communication was all on point, it worked. But if the website did not deliver, or the e-commerce platform did not deliver, you dropped the ball there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that integration of the offline and the online, and there's a new word for it. It's called phygital. It's called when the physical world meets the digital world. So that's the new term that's coming up. Yeah. So the phygital experiences.
Phygital.
Phygital. Yeah. It's a physical meet digital. Yeah. That's where.
Ah, okay. So there you go, guys. You've heard it. Yeah, the phygital.
The phygital world is coming. It's real.
The
yeah.
phygital world is
Yes.
coming. And I suppose AI and everything else would play a big role in that, and VR and everything else. But let's just stick with Amazon. I don't know if you've been watching and you've seen that wonderful guy online that has been helping or buying for the homeless on the streets. So what he's done, this is really fascinating,
Okay.
Amar.
I think I may
So
have
what
missed that
he's
story,
done
yeah.
is he's going out to homeless people on the street, and he's
Okay.
going, "What do you need?" And the guy's going, "Oh, like, I need socks, and I really like a
Oh.
jacket and whatever else." And this has all been filmed and videoed and things like that. And what he's done is, because there's no address, right? And Amazon delivers to an address.
Yeah.
What he's doing is he's putting the closest address in to the building where the person sits or hangs out, and then putting on there, you need to talk to the homeless guy that's sitting on the corner that's wearing X, Y, and Z, and give him this package. His name is Rick, or his name is Rob, or his name is whatever.
Oh,
And
brilliant.
I like when you talk about the experience economy.
Yeah.
Amazon obviously has it's great advertising for Amazon,
Yeah.
because obviously it's not delivering to an address, but this is just somebody that's going out there and doing the most amazing thing for people and showing that you can actually do this no matter what. So it's got the whole social aspect to it, which
Thanks,
is beautiful.
Vanita. That's
Yeah.
a beautiful story, and that inspires me to share two things in this. So what I got from this story is there's technology as the backbone.
Yeah.
So without that e-commerce backbone, this would not be possible.
No.
So that is helping, but truly, technology is only an enabler.
Yeah.
The real powerful thing in the story is the intent, and that's where I came from. This year, it's all about positivity.
Yes.
It's about positive content. The marketer or the person behind this beautiful story, if he or did not have the positive intent to help someone, or the first S that I live by, serve, that this wouldn't have even, he was the one who thought about this,
Yeah.
and he has put Amazon's technology to great use.
Yes.
And that is what we as marketers need to do. There's so much technology available to us. Create the right relevant content to serve your customers, to help them solve something.
Yeah.
Share and help them share beautiful stories that will inspire their communities in turn, and form relationships from there. Yeah?
Absolutely.
So that's what it is. But I love the story, and thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, I
Yes.
do. I kind of looked at it and I thought, wow, that is so cool that you don't, because you always wonder whether the technology needs the address and needs to, but the way that's been manipulated is so cool to still deliver to somebody that is homeless and doesn't have an address, which is great. Mark, coming back to, because as I said, you and Dee really do live your content, and you do a lot of live stories, you do a lot of Facebook stories, you do a lot of Insta stories, you're out there, you're hashtagging, you're putting content out
Living,
there.
breathing, yes.
Because you guys, you just go and you are authentic, you are who you are. And in terms of the different platforms, do you change the style of how you put content out there depending on whether it's LinkedIn or whether it's Facebook or Twitter? And because I noticed that you guys still will put a lot of emojis and things like that in LinkedIn, for example.
Yeah.
Where some people might go, oh my God, LinkedIn is not for the emojis. Come on,
Okay.
So talk to me a little bit about that.
Great point. Yeah, exactly. So to answer, first of all, the days of publish once, or create once, publish everywhere are gone.
Yeah.
Now you need to really tailor it and taper it down to the medium.
Yeah.
So if you're on LinkedIn, the same message might not work on Twitter.
Yeah.
The same message might not work on Instagram. Yeah. So spend a little time for your content creation team, your crafting team, must to tailor it and optimize it for the channel. That's one. And the second thing you said, it's be true to your brand.
Yeah.
If I am Mr. Madness, then I will use emojis, and it works for me.
Right.
So it's who you are and who the brand is. So know yourself first, know your brand, and be true to it. And it comes down to the quality of the content. So if you're sharing something about a Merry Christmas, if you're sharing a positive message about an employee who did phenomenally well for the last month, and you want to share the success story, then yes, by all means, emojis and the yes emoji or the 100% emoji or just a smiley face, yes. In fact, there's just yesterday I picked up on the news, there's 230 more emojis being created. So 2019 will be seeing, and there's some now, Twitter and the social media platforms are now creating country-specific emojis.
Yeah.
So you have country-specific. So they're not going away anyway. In fact, emoji is a whole new vocabulary.
It's a different
new,
conversation.
Absolutely, yes.
And I mean, if we know even the youngsters have used emojis to say different things without talking even,
yeah.
which is really cool. Amar, really interesting, just so that you know, and then I'm going to ask you one question, we need to close off, but
Yeah.
I'm loving the memojis, by the way. I'm absolutely loving the memoji. And you can only get them on certain phones at the moment, which is, and through Apple. And I will actually put one up on LinkedIn where I'm doing a bit of a talk as a memoji. Which, guys, and this is what I want to say to you, because social changes, things change. We don't know everything, and we learn all the time. And that's the beauty of being in this online world, is that you learn all the time. Amar, one tip before we close off. What would you like to say to everyone? Give them a tip that they can use for today.
Already in all systems go. I'll tell you what, the one tip or the one key takeaway from this is all content should or must lead to a positive experience.
Yeah.
So marry your content to the experience. And the experience is the marketing.
Yes.
And your customer's experience is your brand. Put that down on your desk and then go about your marketing, content marketing. Yeah.
Wonderful. Amar, thank you so much for coming into studio. Thank you for being with us on this podcast. Really appreciate it. To everyone out there that's watching the lives, just to let you know that Amar is speaking at the social media conference. He is speaking about KPI to ROI and the experience economy in content. Come along, come and listen to Amar's talk. I know that you're going to get some great value out of it, and I know that you'll take things and implement them and make a difference in your content. And I will see you there. Book your tickets, www.socialmediaconference.co.nz.